10 unexplained goblin sightings from around the world. Now we're getting into some videos that actually have potential, I think. What do we got? Let's see if I can solve this.
Goblins are a terrifying entity to think about. They're tiny little creatures that
Those
are
aren't
usually
goblins.
violent in nature and usually don't think too well of humans.
None of these are
There have been
goblins.
numerous goblin sightings all over the world over the years, and in today's video, we'll go over the top 10 goblin sightings from
Thanks to Prime, huge dude, and the resub Papple and Carbon.
Ready to
The
join
bits
the
Pyro.
finest squad?
Oh god, we're going in! Space goblins! Ah!
The tiny hopping goblin. One afternoon, someone was filming a little boy playing with his soccer ball, and presumably the boy wanted to show off some of the tricks he was working on or learning. However, no one in the room expected what happened next. When the boy accidentally kicked the ball into the hallway,
Oh, God.
he appears a little reluctant to go out and get the ball.
That's the
But in a few
goblin's
seconds,
territory.
We know exactly why. The ball doesn't go very far, and the boy takes a couple of steps into the hallway. What he sees next sends
No!
a shriek of terror through everyone's spines, and in the camera frame, you can see a small creature hopping through the frame. It's too
How
small
small does he
It
think a
doesn't appear to have
goblin
long
is?
Torso or hind legs.
Didn't we see this video for gnomes? Wasn't this confirmed to be a gnome sighting, not a goblin? Did this guy do any research? Where is that little bastard? That's clearly a gnome. It's like one of the like Rice Krispie guys. God damn, amateur. He didn't do any amount of research. Fucking has a montage of everything but goblins in the beginning. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. This guy does not know goblins.
No one's really sure what it is, and it's only in the camera frame for
Not
a few
true.
seconds, but
Experts
it's
have
scary
confirmed that
enough
it's a
to send
gnome.
the little boy crying. We're not sure if he ever got his ball back or if the family stayed in that home. It could have been some kind of small rodent for all we know.
No, that doesn't make any sense. Why would it be a rodent? It's
Kids
clearly
were
a
out playing
goblin.
Soccer at night in a quiet town in an area of Chile or Argentina. They were having fun, laughing among each other, and playing a nice, friendly game of soccer. However, when one of the boys kicks the ball over to the area with the trees, it's a well-lit area, so no one suspects anything of being over there.
Goblins do hate
Walking
soccer.
Over there, however, something
He's not gonna
appears
like
out
this.
of nowhere and begins walking towards the darkness. It appears to be a small goblin-like creature wearing a robe and a hoodie. No,
As goblins are known to do. Goblins are very well known to love robes and hoodies. This looks more like a Jawa from Star Wars. I think we can't rule out that possibility. It could even be Georgie from It. Like maybe he's going to try and catch his boat. The quality's too low to know for sure, but there is still that possibility it's a goblin. I can't see their face.
they don't quite catch up or see the creature ever again, but the boys do leave back.
Goblins are not an
wondering if
evil
they
gnome.
just
They're
saw
very
a small
different.
person wearing a robe, and if it was in fact a person, why was it walking the way that it was? Why did it not?
It's running. It's called
Why was
running.
it out in the middle of the night, walking alone in a dangerous place?
I can't tell if this guy, like the guy who made the video, is serious or not, or if he's just playing into like children. Like this could very well just be my Final Fantasy XIV character for all we know. But like, why does he keep saying like he's walking weird when he's clearly running? Why didn't he say anything? What the fuck is he gonna say? I don't go around talking to kids playing soccer at 4 a.m. Like, I can't tell if the guy's just going along with it to appeal to like actual babies or not, or if he really does believe these things. I love these videos though, regardless. I like to believe that the guy behind the channel is truly frightened by the things that he finds, and he posts them in earnest. That's what I choose to believe.
It's hard to see exactly what the people here see, but once the object starts moving, you can see it clear as day. Friends are having fun recording themselves at night, but no one thinks of the object standing right behind them against the wall, sitting.
That's a gnome!
That's because everyone assumed it was some kind
Or
of
the
toy
Pope.
that was
Like,
left out in the yard.
the Pope got hit with a
It's not
shrink
until the
ray.
object gets
He's got
up
the Pope
and appears
hat.
to move like a human that people start to become concerned. The object seems to grow legs and quickly walks out of the frame, sending people scrambling.
Are we sure it's
to
not a
run,
dildo?
leaving the... What do you think it was? Did a lawn ornament or object come to life? Was a goblin hiding there the whole time watching the kids play? Or is there a
It's probably a
simple
goblin.
explanation?
That's
The
probably a
running
goblin.
Goblin lit perfectly well, and all we can see in the beginning of the video is a tree, some fencing, and some grass.
Goblins!
However, things
They're
take
having a
bit of weird
marathon!
turn as some small objects, smaller
Track and
than
field
the fence,
goblins.
begin towards the end of the video, we can see a couple of objects fly over the fence and stop moving. There could be a simple explanation for this video. Perhaps it was a group of kids running and two kids removed particles of clothing to throw them over the fence, but why are they running and what are they running from? Why would two people randomly remove particles of clothing to throw them over
It's
a
clearly
fence?
goblins that were running away
Say
from like a
even
death
the
beam.
clothes.
And then two of them got vaporized.
Out in the woods.
They're not bunnies,
The video
they're
starts out in the woods.
goblins.
They start to approach the home and they notice something.
Oh, I didn't know that,
peculiar.
Naruto.
They take a look at one of the pillars of the building and they appear to spot
true,
something
Dr. B.
that's truly frightening. A little creature peers around the corner.
This is another
and
gnome!
then quickly goes back behind.
This channel sucks, what the fuck? They just take the gnome videos and then call it a goblin. We've seen like half of these when we were researching real gnomes. Obviously, as one does. Because I've become a leading expert on identifying gnomes and pixies. This is not a goblin.
That looks like a goblin or leprechaun casually strolling through as if he lived there.
And he seems to have copied her clothing. Ah, so it's like a chameleon. He can mimic the colors around him. What if it's her from a different dimension? And the multiverse collapsed on top of each other because they have the same hair, same top, same jeans. And in this dimension that we collided with momentarily, we all happen to be like 1 foot tall. Oh my fucking god.
The video starts out harmless.
Yeah, I
enough.
know what that is, Tori. We watched
see
some of
someone
it.
just filming their child as most parents do.
Things are some blank.
Everything a child does is precious, and parents certainly like to overdo it when it comes to sharing moments of their children and their actions, even if the child's just
Thanks, you gift
sitting
sub.
there doing nothing. Out of nowhere, this small creature appears to be running for cover. The small creature runs behind what appears to be a stand.
It's Dobby, the house elf!
Even the child
Christ.
catches a glimpse of the small creature because he looks under the desk to see if he can spot him again. We're not sure if they ever caught another glimpse of the creature, and the child couldn't seem to find it either. We're not certain what exactly they caught on camera, but we can definitely tell you that it didn't seem human.
It's definitely a goblin. I mean, obviously. Who would even bother making this video? Is there like a community of people who just make fake goblin videos, I guess? Like, why even make this? Doesn't make any fucking sense. It looks like they just rotoscoped some like guy who was streaking at a soccer game and then like put it here, like superimposed it here. It's DB Cooper. That's true, it could be. Pretty wild stuff. I mean, I'm convinced. I was a little skeptical coming into this. It's like, yeah, gnomes are real. We all know that. Pixies too. But like goblins, that's a little far-fetched. But now, after seeing some of this hard proof, like what the fuck is this? You know, you can't explain that.
Looks like it's balding and almost looks like an alien. The sideways moving goblin.
These
In a
titles are
security
amazing.
Video or a hallway video, we're not exactly sure where this video comes from, but the video is straight to the point. The only thing we see in the image is some weird limping creature that seems to be holding something in its right or left hand. We can't tell if the back or front is turned towards
Oh,
us.
the goblins doing the old
It
karaoke.
almost moves as if it's a doll.
The
that's
footwork
being
drill from
strung
football.
along in perfect rhythm, but that would take some serious coordination to pull off, which makes us think it's not so much.
Is that a
doll as
pencil
an
sharpener?
otherworldly Spider-Man goblin.
Oh, I do love
This is
Bigfoot and
another one
Yeti
of those
stuff.
incidents where
Thanks
we
to Prime
have
Jersey.
No clue why this person was filming, or maybe they saw something before the video we see to get them to start recording. What we see is a quiet residential neighborhood and an apartment complex. Everything seems rather quiet and no one's outside, but then we see this shadowy-like figure appear and start moving
What the
in
fuck?
between windows and in between the apartments.
As
Not sure
goblins are known to
exactly
do.
what the figure is looking for, or if they're trying to find an open window. This is why you should never leave your window open at night, because you never know who or what could crawl inside.
Yeah.
The creature appears to be rather
You don't want to
small,
invite a
looks
goblin
like it
in.
knows how to, that this was something we'll never be able to explain. A photo in a photo. One of the most crystal clear cases.
This is one of the better videos I've seen to convince me of goblins. Like, how can you
A
argue?
video that starts out as a friend filming their person who is in turn taking a picture of them. It's not long until we see an image of a small creature-like presence behind them. When the creature starts moving, it almost looks like it's a dressed monkey, but the creature doesn't move like a monkey and doesn't behave like
His potential explanations are remarkable.
It takes a minute to stop and just sits there, watching the cameraman. The people don't seem to be too frightened because they have no clue what it is. After a minute, it takes off into the wilderness to never be seen again. Do you think any of these goblins...
What do you mean? Like, isn't this just actually a child?
Starts moving, it almost looks like it's a dressed...
I feel like whoever made this video is a goblin, and he's trying his best to get us off of his trail, like, look at these goblins! And it's just like fire hydrants and like human beings wearing a hoodie. Because this guy seems so detached from like the most basic thought processes of like I've ever heard. This is just an actual child, and the first thing he goes to is a dressed monkey. And then when it was like this small person in the hoodie running across the street, the first thing he says is, why didn't they stop, and why were they walking so weird when they were clearly running? What a weird guy. He really likes number 15. He does. He does like number 15. Oh, Donkey watched the goblins as well, did he? I'm assuming now he's enlightened. And, of course, living in fear of the goblins, which apparently are everywhere. Badass people of all time. Okay. Jesus, alright. 5 most badass people of all time. This is pretty intense.
Hugh Glass was a 19th century American frontiersman, famous for exploring the watershed of the upper Missouri River. What gained him the status of a national hero
if I'm not
is
on
an
this
endeavor
list,
he
I'm gonna be
made as a
upset.
fur trapper in 1823, when he famously survived a brutal bear attacked him for dead, so they could get out of the hostile territory and away from the Native Americans who had recently killed half of their crew. With pretty much anyone else, the whole horrendous story would have ended there. A rotting log and allowing maggots to eat his dead flesh. He
Actually
sustained
genius,
himself by
holy
killing
shit.
and eating rattlesnakes, and crawled overland for 6 weeks until he reached civilization, which was baffled and impressed to see him alive. Got
Okay,
him to
who's number
safety.
1?
And combat. Once he finally made it back to the chopper, he then allowed his comrades to pull him in. When they arrived back to the base, he was pronounced dead and put into a body bag. As they were zipping up the body bag, he had only the strength to spit to let them know he was still alive. He survived these wounds and received the Medal of Honor.
Yeah, I didn't hit the first part, but that's fine. Okay, Tom Mullica, eh? You recommended a magic act.
This may not work.
Let's go,
Say your
Tom!
card were the ace of clubs. If it were, and then if I put it into the deck, and then I shuffled the deck up,
You'd be
and I
arrested
told
for
you
that.
to look over under the ashtray, and the card was underneath the ashtray, you'd look at me and say, well, that was a pretty good trick. My card can't go from here to there. Wouldn't you
No one
assume
would
that
say
was a
that.
duplicate card? Well, that's where this magic marker comes in. See it coming in?
I can see it.
Now listen to these instructions very carefully. On the face of your card, not
Is this
the back,
you?
but
I was
the
a cool
face,
magician.
not your
This is
face,
lame.
The face of your card.
That was
Just
fucking
make a little
cool.
X or write your name or draw a little picture.
I'd be like,
so that
"Hey,
later on, when you see that
skank,
card someplace else, you'll know it's
how about you
exactly
see
the
some
same
magic,
card.
eh, governor?"
You'll know that I'm not
I
using
bust out the
duplicates at
deck
all,
of
and
cards.
I don't want to look, so let me go under the table. Okay, just go ahead and mark. Do you always wear those? Now, you will know that card when you see it again. You got a hunk of hair hanging right in front. There. Did you see it?
Why did you recommend this, man? He looks like he's having fun, though.
In front of you, and as of right now, from this point on, I will not touch the deck at all, I promise. Say a number out loud between 1 and 52.
Ooh.
38.
You cheated. Get off my set.
Now, in a minute,
You
I'm
make me
going
sick.
to ask you to pick the deck up and count down 37 cards and then turn the 38th card face up. And when you see that it's your card, you're absolutely going to freak out. So will that guy up there, but it'll be hard to tell.
Makes the prime call sign.
And then you're going to look at me.
All good,
One
Huffler.
woman looked
Alright,
at me
I'll
one
try and
night
find
and
it.
she
And of
said,
course I know Lemisho.
Oh, Mr. Magician. Oh, Jesus, I wish I said 11. There's no damn way that trick would have worked if I had said 11.
This is getting wild. Eat the cigarette, let's go! Yeah! Now we're fucking cooking. That is a lot of cigarettes. This guy probably died right after this performance. What about the card trick? It's all part of the trick. He's trying to distract us from what he's actually doing. Which is scheduling a date with my mother. Bro, I'm out. This isn't remotely entertaining. This isn't my fucking video. Blame chat. I don't know why I'm still watching it. But, oh my god, it's 9 minutes. Don't fucking blame me, man. I don't know why you're getting so personally offended, like I'm the one that put this on purpose. Surely this is all he's gonna watch for the entire night. This one guy smoking cigarettes. I can't handle this. I'm out. Okay, this fucking sucks. Jurassic Park cheats? I'm assuming it's not the 5 hour and 50-minute one.
Caller, you're on the air.
Oh, come on now.
You got a great crank caller.
Caller, you're on the air. Sorry. Caller, are you there?
Yeah? Why are you having this?
What?
It's really stupid.
Oh,
Why am I having what that's so stupid?
this is sad.
Anyway, we aren't going to be taking any more phone calls today.
That's probably the right call.
In case you want to know these are some Jurassic Park passwords for Genesis.
Yes, feed me the cheat
Okay.
codes. Christ.
And that's play as Grant. In all these levels, you put in Z, V, 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 S. Okay, then 4, V, 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 V.
These are pretty easy codes.
1.
What is this?
Okay? The next code is
Was this on, like, PBS Kids or something?
A.
Caller, you're on the air.
That's a bad idea.
Hello.
Your show sucks.
Hey. Explain his personal opinion.
Well, yeah,
Anyway,
it is
start
his...
rolling credits.
As part of the Constitution, he can say that.
Roll
Unfortunately. That doesn't mean you can't beat his ass. That seemed like a cool show. Surprised I never watched that. Did they not, like, vet the callers before just letting them call into the kids' show? They didn't have, like, one guy who could just be like, hey, what's up? Hey, what are you calling for? That's rough. Oh, pretty risky search. Eating 22-year-old Jar Jar Binks. I left out the most important part of it. So Ashens was the one who did it, eh? I haven't watched some Ashens in a while.
He's back in robot snake form.
Let's go!
No, he actually isn't. So, for starters, he's not back for 20 pence. Yep, 20 Earth pence. I imagine
That's a
they
good deal.
were new, but nobody wanted them. Partially because Jar Jar wasn't as popular as thought, and mostly because, yeah.
Let me see him eat it.
I mean, Misa Jar Jar Binks. Misa wanna kiss. Ready? Ready?
That's a pretty cool toy.
What every child wanted. Jar Jar's skull to split open so they could...
Seems like something you'd find on Bad Dragon's catalog.
Is absolutely abhorrent on so many levels. I mean, what meeting did this thing appear in?
It's a reference to Phantom Menace when Jar Jar gets his tongue stuck in the
I mean,
pod racer.
flip top head.
Obviously.
Jar Jar. Why would you want to suck on his tongue? It's just right. Somewhere there was a meeting in Hasbro. Okay.
Oh, this is the candy?
And they sat down and they were like, this Jar Jar character, he's going to be popping up with the kids. See? Well, what should we do? I know. Every kid in this country is going to want a French kiss Jar Jar Binks. Let's make that
Holy
happen.
shit.
It gets weirder. So I was
How is there
looking
more
at this
to
for
it?
Years, and they come up every so often without the tongue, because obviously the tongue was a sweet and has been eaten or was gone or whatever, or gone mouldy. And I finally found one available to the UK that still had the tongue intact. Right.
What do you even search to find it?
I opened it up a couple of times to make sure it worked, so the tongue was fine and all that. And I would point out, this is a prosthetic tongue, which I made myself out of milliput and painted, because...
Oh, I was let down.
What happened was his tongue melted.
Okay. Oh, fuck.
Solid before. All I can think of was it had like
You ruined it.
over it. Me playing with it and pushing it in and out to check it worked probably ruptured the
He's the prime VP.
the case. Jar Jar's.
Well, I hope he still eats
It's
it.
just the horrible remains of his tongue. Yeah,
I want to see him eat it.
I don't know.
Oh, he doesn't eat it.
As long as you can only think of.
God damn it, you lied to me. That is a pretty cool toy. Sharks of the Corn. Okay. This? Is this one of those like bad on purpose movies? I'll pass. There's a dude who really eats one from a week ago. This guy does a face reveal and then eats the Jar Jar tongue. Damn, this guy fucking loves Jar Jar. I would be so afraid to eat that. Oh my god.
I probably should have done this before we started the video.
Oh, no worries. I like to see the whole process. He's just gonna get a lot of plastic here. Has he eaten more than one of these, I wonder?
Okay. It smells like strawberry.
That's pretty good. That's a good sign.
This is really...
There we are.
We're almost in, boys.
This is what Jar Jar's always wanted.
We are almost in.
I can see it, like, oxidizing.
Throwing a piece of... Here's to 200,000 followers on TikTok.
Oh, nice. Oh, wow. That's a cool toy. Flavor review. How are we feeling? He hasn't puked yet. That's good.
Can this kill me?
That's what I was wondering. I wouldn't touch it.
I don't think there's any really good way about eating this without it looking really terrible, but...
It's probably not good for braces, I'll tell you that much.
It doesn't actually taste all that terrible.
Well, that's good news.
This thing is 22 years old, guys. It's older than me.
Rough.
Older
He
this is what it
died.
looked like.
Yeah.
In case you're wondering, hope I lived up to your expectations.
Well, I didn't have any. I didn't know that this was a big face reveal event, but now I'm happy I saw it.
Planned that I actually hit the record button on this because I would be really, really disappointed in myself.
That would be a travesty. Well, I got to see someone eat it. They seemed pretty satisfied too, so that's good. Now I want one. There's one on eBay for $120 still sealed. Okay, I'll pass.